My name is Michael Riley. I'm the training manager for Mistras Group. We are located in Princeton. I'm Michael Riley, and I'm the training manager for Mistras Group Incorporated, a company located in Princeton Junction, New Jersey. We are the largest non-destructive testing firm in the United States. Our industry is very competitive. There are a lot of companies performing the same services that we perform. The cost barrier for getting into the industry is relatively low. The bargaining power of the customer is pretty high. Many NDT companies are forced to keep their operating costs as low as possible just to get even small profit margins. So what can NDT companies do to reduce their operating costs? I think they can reduce the amount of billable hours that their employees spend in the classroom. The cost of training an employee is extremely high. An employee over a 5-year period could spend as many as 200 hours in the classroom for certification training. That's equivalent to about $8,000 per employee. A company like ours that has 5,000 employees, that number really adds up. My solution is that we would provide blended learning. Half the time would be spent in the classroom, but the other half of the time would be spent online on their own time. Blended learning plan is that we would provide an online course for 90 days to a student, and once they complete that, they could sign up for an instructor-led course, which would be mostly laboratory, a lot of hands-on. And once they completed that, they would receive a certificate for the amount of training that they have performed, and this would be used for their actual certification. So what is non-destructive testing? It's really just testing without damaging the part. This is similar to an X-ray or an ultrasound, only we do it in an industrial type. We inspect airplanes and bridges and buildings and refineries and power plants. Currently we have 6 Learn Centers. I think that if each Learn Center were to provide blended learning, we could provide something that no other NDT school is offering. The benefits of blended learning. There are several, but the biggest is that it reduces the amount of time that a student is away from their billable work, and this is good for our clients. Many of our clients don't like to let people leave their sites. They want them working full-time. They have very strict deadlines. Our industry analysis. Interesting thing about our industry is that because we service so many different types of industries, when one is doing poorly, another one is doing well. That helps our bottom line. So right now, oil and gas is not doing well because the oil prices are so low. However, the airline industry is doing quite well. Their profits are higher because they're spending less on fuel, and therefore they're buying more planes. And when they have to make more planes, we have to do more inspections. Industry outlook is pretty good for 2015. We're expecting a 6.6 growth. 6.8% in the 5 years to 2020 to $2.6 billion, and that's pretty good. That's a large industry. And we're expecting, even with the poor oil prices, which is a large part of our industry, that the profit is estimated to remain at 12% of revenue. So who's our target market? Basically, we would serve anybody that performs NDT. Our biggest market is small companies. There's about 2,000 NDT businesses. Most of them would be considered small with 100 employees or less. So this is the lion's share of who we want to target. The larger companies are 3 major companies in NDT. We're one of them. The other 2 are WorldSpec and Team. These companies have the infrastructure to perform their own in-house training. However, we provide advanced training that they can't and don't. And we actually do provide training for these companies. So they're already our customer. Another market is manufacturing companies. Several manufacturing companies inspect what they create and build in-house. So their own employees are inspecting the parts that they make. These companies rarely have the infrastructure to train their employees on how to perform these inspections. So they're certainly a potential customer of ours. Market size is rather large. There's almost 1,900 NDT businesses out there. And there's quite a few employees that need training. There's almost 28,000 employees that need training. Marketing plan. We want to try to provide high-quality blended learning. Many companies out there provide either online training or classroom training, but I haven't seen any blended learning training yet. For advertising, we'll continue to use the industry standard material evaluation. Every NDT company receives this magazine, and this magazine is often used for finding when courses are being held and when. Competition. We have a lot of competition. Online training or distance learning programs, individual independent training consultants, national training companies, community colleges. Some colleges are providing NDT programs now, and company trainers. And company trainers are our biggest competitors. These are the guys that already work for the company and are already providing training for that company. One advantage over our competitors, and probably the biggest one, is that we've recently purchased University of Ultrasonics. This is an industry leader in ultrasonic training. It's one of the first courses that I took outside of my company. Almost every company that needs advanced ultrasonic training in the U.S. Sends their employees to this company. So these guys come with an excellent customer base. Their teachers are the best in the industry. The material that they're teaching is excellent. The floss samples that they have are, they have over $1 million in floss samples, and no other company can say that. So really an advantage to us to have purchased them. Strategic position. Our core competence at Segment are providing training for companies that need to get their employees trained but don't have the infrastructure to do so. And also we can provide cost savings with our blended learning approach. Timeline. In 2016, we would like to start adding non-destructive testing courses to University of Ultrasonics and our other training locations. And we also want to expand our Learn Centers. We'd like to open one in 2016 in Jacksonville, Florida, and then the second one in 2017 in Denver, Colorado. What are our risks? Our risk is really that if we open too many Learn Centers, we're going to start to take work away from our current Learn Centers. But really this risk is actually an advantage for the customer, and that is that their travel time will be less. Hopefully by opening new Learn Centers that we can reduce their travel to nothing. Half the cost of a course is the travel expenses. As it can be seen from our income statement, our first year shows a net profit of $686,000 and a net profit to $1.4 million in 2018 after the expense of opening 2 new Learn Centers. The cash flow is in the black from the beginning of the project, and it reaches an impressive $7.9 million in 2020. Total dollar amount being sought is $408,000 in financing for the expansion of one training center in 2016 and one training center in 2017. The training department would like to open a new training center in 2017. We would also like to focus our efforts on providing blended learning courses for all NDT methods that we currently provide. The total cost for opening the two new offices is $408,000. The initial cost for opening both offices is $128,000, which includes a year lease for a building to teach in, flaw samples, test equipment, and teaching materials. The working capital needed is $280,000, and this covers the staff costs for opening the two new offices. These investments equate to a potential net profit of $686,000 in 2016 and an increase to $1.4 million in 2020. Currently, our Mistras Learn Centers are doing very well, and suggests that this is a good time to expand. We're going to show a return on investment of $84,000 by 2020. Mistras will have a net present value of 31% with a 98% return on investment. The current training sites have the potential of netting a total of $330,000 in the first quarter of 2016, while the earnings for 2017 could be as high as $2.5 million. And in 5 years, the training facility could net as much as $8 million annually. And these numbers are based on our current Learn Centers and the opening of 2 new centers. So providing blended learning and expanding our training offices is a solid investment of resources and would be a financial benefit to Mistras.